And what we need to do during this time is reach out to our local organizations, our churches, our nonprofits, our friends and families, and see if they need help. So speaking of that, friends and families and people that, that we like to support, I have Chris D'Alessandro here. I'm about to kick it on the FM. Here we go.
Catch Dr. Aaron Chapa every Tuesday.
Good morning. This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's Kickstart. My name is Gardy. It's just after 9 o'clock, and I have a special guest in studio. I have Mr. Chris D'Alessandro. Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing great. Thank you. Thank you for coming out today. In the parking lot, it's a little bit of organized awesomeness going on out there. Did you see what's going on out there?
It's incredible. That's kind of. I'm glad to see that Abundant Life partnered with the Galveston County Food Bank, having a weekly mobile fair. Can't say enough about what the food bank's done through this pandemic to make sure our agencies have plenty of food to give out to their clients, but also the mobile units with the volunteers that are doing it every week. It's just awesome. It's an awesome sight.
So every Thursday at Abundant Life Christian Center in Lamarck, you can either come and volunteer, you can come and pull your car up. It's contactless, starting around 9 o'clock, and it usually goes till about 12 or till they run out. Last week, I think it went till about 1 o'clock. I mean, I'm not sure how long it's going to go this week. So if you want to come out and volunteer or you need some assistance during this time, you just pull your car up, pop the trunk. Someone comes and asks, hey, how many people live in the house? And that's pretty much it, from what I understand.
It's very simple. It's very organized, and they do a great job. And thank all the volunteers to do that, because it means a lot to a lot of people.
Chris, that's one of the partnering agencies with United Way, Galveston County, Mainland, right?
Yes, it is.
How many partnering agencies do y'all have overall?
28.
There's 28, and what kind of things do they touch on?
What we try to do is the other thing that everybody has to realize, we don't fund agencies. We fund a program. Some of our agencies have 4 or 5 different programs, but we may only fund one program. So what we try to do and all through these years is to set up that there is a program out there between those 28 agencies that would take care about any need that anyone needs at that time, because one agency may be able to help them do part, another agency do a part. And that's another great thing about the 28 agencies. They do a phenomenal job of networking together to make sure they try to get the necessary care that person needs.
So right now, during this time, nothing is quite normal as it was last year during this time. COVID-19, there's been some shutdowns, some mask orders, stay 6 feet apart. How has that affected the United Way?
It's affected us to the point, as far as United Way, what's really affected us there is a major source of our income comes in from special events, golf tournaments, fishing tournaments, skeet shoots, those type of things. And we weren't able to have any of those this year because of the pandemic. So that's about a $500,000 hit to us. And so we're fortunate enough that the people who have supported United Ways throughout these years, we've been able to put some reserves back. So we didn't cut any money to the agencies. We didn't do any of that, but we're pulling money out of reserves to take care of that for this year.
We've had some conversations in the past, and, with it coming out of the reserves, that could potentially, if that money doesn't come in, this year, it could affect the future years, right?
It really can. And I feel so bad for our neighbors in Louisiana for Hurricane Laura. But if Laura would have hit our area, we would probably depleted all of our funds.
So what are some ways that people can support now? What can they do?
Well, what they can do now, we're starting in the middle of our campaign season. For anybody that would like to make a donation to United Way Galveston County Mainland, they can go to uwgcm.org. Go to our website. They can look at our agencies and know what they're doing. There's a place where they can go if they want to make a one-time donation. Some people are setting it up on a monthly donation. They either take it out of their checking account or credit card or whatever they want it to do. So there's all kinds of ways to make a donation. The other piece of it is just like this happening today here at the church for the food fair for Galveston County Food Bank. All of our agencies need volunteers also. So what they need to do is look at our website, look at those agencies, and see which one really tugs on their heart the most. And I encourage as many people as they can to get involved with that agency that touches their heart, because their input will even make the agency even better.
And all of those agencies are listed on the website?
Yes. So you got to push agencies. They come up. They can push the one they want to look at. It tells a piece about exactly what they do, tells the location, who the director is, and all that.
You know, one of the really cool things about the United Way is the process y'all go through working with the agencies, you know, how to get approved. Y'all are really particular about who y'all work with. What does that process look like?
Well, the process is if someone wants to submit an application to become an agency, they have to be a 501c3 for at least 2 years in operations. They have to have an active board of directors. We need to be able to see their 990. We just need to verify everything as far as them being a 501c3. We also need to look at the program, because right now the way United Way Worldwide set it up is that we fund programs that provide services for health, education, and financial stability. Somebody says, well, you don't give to the animal shelters. Not because I got 4 animals at home. There's nobody loves animals any more than I do.
You have a shelter at your house.
Yeah. So what is that for many, many years, the decision was made that we're going to support. The first thing the person needs is our human neighbors to help. So that's the only reason we don't support like the SPCA or something like that. It's got to deal with health, education, and financial stability. Our whole goal for United Way and our whole goal for all of our agencies to do everything we can to help people get self-supported.
So right now it is 9:18. This is KHEARadio.com, 99.5 FM. If you're just joining us, I'm talking to Chris Delisandri with United Way, Galveston County, Mainland. And Chris, you're the boss. You're over this portion of the United Way. How long have you been in this role?
I've been in this role actually as the executive director for 8 years, but I've been totally involved with the United Way since 1980. And all those years before I went to work, they asked me to come on staff in 2006 with United Way. So I've been doing this for almost 40 years now. And so everybody says, why do you do it? And my whole thing's always been for 40 years. It's the right thing to do. And I tell people all the time, not just because I'm sitting in church right now, but I tell people all the time, when you give, there's someone saying a prayer for you every night that you'll never know or never meet.
In the past 40 years, have you ever seen anything like what we're going through right now working with United Way?
I've never seen anything like this. We have to change everything we're doing. Everything is virtual now. So we're learning on the fly about to set up things going virtual to make it efficient. To do that, we did our actual first campaign yesterday with Eastman, and it went pretty smooth. So we're proud of that piece of it. But we're learning as we go.
And you have a really amazing team around you now there at United Way, Galveston County, Mainland.
Yes, I do. And our finance director has been with us for 12 years. She decided she's going to retire, and so she has. She's retired, so we're down short one right now. But between Leslie as the assistant director, Angelica, my marketing director, and Monica Vargas, who took over the finance piece, I can't ask for a better team. I mean, these are very, very dedicated people. We've been interviewing for another job to fill, and I tell people when they come in to interview, if you come in here to get a job, just to have a job, you're wasting your time. Because in the nonprofit world, and especially for us, if you don't have the passion for it, you'll never succeed. And that's why I keep doing it. Everybody asks me when I'm going to retire again. I say, well, you got to have a job to retire.
There you go. That's true. Hey, the first time that you were in studio, I believe it was promoting the firefighter games.
Right.
And I hope that we can have the firefighter games in the future. I hope that we can bring, events back slowly in a way. Is that your hope too?
Yeah. Chief Zackel's already set the date in May for 2021, so we're ready to go with the firemen's games if everything allows us to. The Texas City Police Department, Chief Joe Stanton, they're going to do a skeet shoot for us this year. Dow will have their golf tournament again in October of next year. So we're going to be looking for somebody to head up our fishing tournament, and we get that. We're not for sure about the golf tournament, exactly how we're going to do that yet, but we're working on that also. So we hope we get back to normal next year.
Yes, I hope so too. And Chris, while I have you here, you may have noticed my shirt. So last year we had the opportunity to partner together to do the Talk of Taco Cook-Off, and we did that in Lamarck. And I'm hoping maybe we can plan and pull some stuff together where we can maybe be one of that first live events later this year if y'all are open to it.
Yeah, I think so. Later on in the year, sometimes in late November, 1st of December, we could probably work that in. Right now, my staff is going almost 24/7, so they're getting on edge, they're getting stressed, and because this is all new to us. My staff, I have two of the ladies on staff, and they have young children. So what they're going through at home with their children on the computer doing virtual studies, they got to get that all ready in the morning. Then they got to go home and get it up and work on homework and doing all that stuff. So their lives at home are in a little bit of a turmoil, too, of what they have to do with the virtual training for school.
Yeah, this spring, whenever it was like eternal spring break, right? It was like 6 months. Hey, your kids are going home. And then it's like, ta-da, you're the teacher. That was so hard. And my son goes to Abundant Life Christian School, which is right next door. And they actually started live classes on the first day. And I was just like on my knees thankful to God. Like, thank you. It's really small class sizes. I know that the precautions they're taking over there to keep the kids safe. And I was just so excited that I didn't have to do that virtual start to the school year, but I think that was very wise of the school districts and taking the precautions and easing it back in as we kind of go through this time when people are just wondering what's going on.
You're right. And, it's the school districts, the city, the state, and the nation. We can't take this lightly. We've had some good friends of ours that unfortunately passed away from the COVID. But I think they're trying to do the right thing to make sure we're safe for our kids when they go back to school.
Yes, sir. So this is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. It's 9:23. I'm speaking with Chris Delisandri with United Way, Galveston County, Mainland. Chris, before we wrap this up here today, can you remind people how can they donate? How can they volunteer? Where do they need to go? How can they get involved?
The best way to go is go to our website, uwgcm.org. It's got everything on our website. It's got a place where people can go look at the agencies, see what the agencies do. There's a place where if they want to make a donation, they can make a one-time donation. They can set it up on a monthly draw if they want to. If they want to pay quarterly, whatever their choice is, we can make that happen on our website. And for the volunteer piece, we're constantly putting stuff on the website for the agencies that are talking about the volunteers they need, and we do that. Right now, we're looking for a volunteer group that wants to come in at the United Way office. We got some painting we need to do inside the building. We got some lawn work and beds and stuff like that on the outside. We could use some volunteers that could come and help us make that happen. A lot of the agencies need help all the time.
This is KHEA Radio, 99.5 FM. Hey, thank you, Chris, for hanging out today. I appreciate you.
Thank you.